Get your ass on.
My leg!
Alright, I'm gonna be honest. I really tried to love this, but the first season of Avatar is a mess. On one hand, everything looks gorgeous. The sets, like Omashu, the Fire Kingdom, the Water Tribes, air temples, all the set pieces, costumes, the CGI, it all looked better than some movies that's been out recently. But even with all that, what drags it down the most are the two most important elements for a show, the writing and the main cast. Let's kick it off with the cast. I don't know his name, but he looks like a great Aang, without a doubt. But I just don't think he grew into his role really yet. And with the exception of Sokka, I don't think any of them did. Like, Aang didn't feel like Aang, or even a version of Aang. You know how the Straw Hats were really similar to their anime counterparts, but still were their own versions of the characters brought to life? Aang and Katara didn't feel like that. Almost every time Aang gave a speech, or even tried to be happy-go-lucky, it felt like there was a gun being pointed to his head while he was saying his lines. Basically, you can definitely tell that he was acting, which to me is not a good thing because the whole point of a show or movie is for you to be immersed in the world. And one thing Avatar is known for is how immersive the world is. That's how live-action One Piece felt, but that's not how I felt about Avatar because of that. When he fights though, he looks solid, and I really like how everyone else in the show treats him. They really hammer down on how important the Avatar is in a way that I've never really thought about before. I'm just not a big fan of his performance yet. And Aang isn't the only one. I feel the same way about Katara. To be honest, it's even worse for her because she barely looks like the OG one to me. So it feels like we got an imposter. Everything felt forced with her. Like she was trying to be Katara from the show so bad, to the point where she was almost nothing like her. But despite all that, I still feel like they haven't made these characters their own yet, which is why I'm still holding out hope for season 2, because I like these actors at the end of the day. Sokka was great though, I loved him. I thought he wasn't, but this dude was legit. His jokes and mannerisms, the way he takes his responsibility as a protector seriously felt genuine and pretty cool. And I really liked his interactions with the Moon Princess. Plus, every time he goes to a new place, it's like there's a 99% chance of Riz in the air, because it's just raining bitches for this man. But Zuko and Iroh are the real MVPs, dude. They put this show on their back, bro. Zuko was outstanding. He actually felt like Zuko, bro, with his attitude, fighting, how he treated the Avatar, and his affection towards his uncle and father. Plus with how he was before and after the burn scar, bro, this dude was perfect. How caring Iroh is towards him is also really heartwarming as well. Yet he's still badass enough to stand his ground when the Earth Soldier was whooping him. And the Fire Lord was great. Dude was demented, and you could clearly see how he was manipulating his children to be just like him. Azula was really good too. I still don't think she necessarily looks the part, but she acted her butt off, so I'm really happy with who we have. I think she's a great Azula, and the rest of the supporting cast was good too. I'll admit though, these two could have been better, but it's only because I used to have the biggest crush on her when I was a kid. So to be honest, they were just fine. And seeing my dude from Community was also a welcome surprise. The only thing is, what are they gonna do with season 2? Because they pretty much adapted the Book of Water. Aang was literally supposed to have mastered waterbending, or at least learned a couple moves by now. But no, the dude is lacking. So from here on, is he just gonna learn water and earthbending while they're adapting book 2? Tell me how that makes sense, bro. It doesn't. So I don't know how they're gonna do this, and I'm really curious to see if it's gonna be good or if it's gonna be another mess. Plus, they took a bunch of different elements from the show just for us to be like, OMG, I remember that, instead of actually making it make sense. And to be honest, whenever something big happened, they just chalked it down to him either being a prodigy or just him being ran through by spirit. Hold on, let me rephrase that. Him letting a bunch of spirits take over him. That sounds better. I could be wrong, but it really felt like he gave the other spirits control way more than he did in the OG show. One thing I did like though was the whole friends plot point, and how all the previous Avatar was saying that you have to cast away your friends. He stood his ground at first, but over time you're gonna start to listen to what they have to say, especially since you're freaking 12 and the previous Avatar are way more experienced than you. But over time he learned that it's his story and he's the only one that can make it. So he decides to live how he wants to live, and that's pretty cool. This show is a mess, like I cannot lie to you. It definitely could have been better. But over time, I think if the actors learn to master their roles and they make the story make more sense, I think it could definitely be one of the best Netflix adaptations ever. because it's already leagues better than the movies, so yeah, I have faith in them. I do. Until then, I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.